And Judy, we are live. You can go right ahead.
Welcome everyone to the PAA. Welcome to the Profession and Annual Awards event. This is our time to celebrate. For those of you just joining us, my name is Dr. Judy Malone and I'm your PAA Chief Executive Officer. We want to begin with a land acknowledgement. The Psychologists Association of Alberta respectfully acknowledges that Alberta is located on the territories of Treaties 6, 7, and 8. These lands are traditional meeting grounds and traveling routes for diverse Indigenous peoples, including the Cree, Métis, Dene, Stoney Nakoda Sioux, Blood, Blackfoot Confederacy Nations, the Métis Nation of Alberta, and many others whose histories, languages, and cultures continue to influence our vibrant communities and whose
recording in
footsteps
progress
have marked these lands for centuries. The Psychologists Association is dedicated to ensuring that the spirit of Treaties 6, 7, and 8 are honored and respected. We know that a land acknowledgement is only a beginning, but it's an important and essential part of every event that we start. To begin, we are absolutely delighted to have our celebration opened by the Honourable Josephine Pon, Minister of Seniors and Housing. Minister Pon has been a strong advocate for psychological health and wellness of all Albertans and a committed leader in our province. Minister Pon was elected to the Legislative Assembly of Alberta on April 16, 2019, as the MLA for Calgary-Bennington, and was appointed as Alberta's Minister of Seniors and Housing that same month. Minister Josephine Pon has a wealth of work experience in banking. For more than 20 years, she worked with three major chartered banks, HSBC, Royal Bank, and Scotiabank. Her expertise included both personal and commercial banking. And her most recent appointment was as the Regional Manager of Business Development, responsible for multicultural banking, where she worked with more than 3,000 Scotiabank staff in the Prairie region. During her career in the banking industry, she also worked at the Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation, a Crown corporation in mortgage insurance, as an international trade consultant and in the Assisted Housing Department for the Prairie region. Prior to being elected as an MLA and being appointed as minister, Josephine Pon was the Vice President of the Taste of Asia Group in Calgary. This executive role provided her the opportunity to enhance her corporate business experience and get personal insight into the current economic situation in Alberta, especially the challenges faced by business owners, restaurant employees, and everyday Albertans. Minister Josephine Pon has actively volunteered with numerous nonprofit organizations in Calgary and Edmonton throughout her life. She was a member of the working group on the Edmonton Mayor's Task Force to Eliminate Poverty, the board chair of Immigrant Services Canada, chair of Immigrant Services Canada Immigrants of Distinction Awards Gala, vice president of the Hong Kong Canada Business Association, and cultural advisor for the Glen Bow Museum. Join us in welcoming Minister Josephine Pon.
Thank you so much for the kind word, the Dr. Malone. Good afternoon, everyone, also all the distinguished guests and the board of the PAA, and also that all the other members. It's my great pleasure to join you today for the 2021 award, and a welcome to the professional virtual celebrations. I'm so excited. Well, thank you so much again to the Dr. Judy Malone and the Psychologists Associations of Alberta for the kind invitation and to the offer my congratulations to all of the award recipients. I would like to also take a moment to recognize and celebrate each members of the PAA for working hard every single day to support the health and the wellness of all Albertans. This is something that I also care deeply about. As Alberta's Minister of Seniors and Housing, mental health for seniors has been always a top priority in my ministry. It is a challenging time. Pandemic is not easy for everyone, for Albertans in Canada and also in the world. And our governments really focus on make sure that we save life and a health system for all Albertans, make sure they're safe and healthy. However, mental health is also the main concern to us. It is not easy for senior because it's the last 18 months. There were some times that we have to be isolated and make sure that we have a health restrictions in place to protect our senior. Therefore, illness and the health is very important to make sure they live safely. So because of that concern, and that we as the minister and also our government has allocated about $650,000 to the Alberta Elder Abuse Awareness Council, nearly about 13 associations get benefit for that grant to do some research and a study. Because based on the 2020 data, it was an estimate about near 1 in every 10 seniors were subject to financial, emotional, physical, and other forms of abuse. So that we take it very seriously, and we looking forward to that research of how we can improve it and more. It is important also to support that elder abuse, how we're going to prevent it. And prevention is important. So currently, I'm working on some legislations to further strengthen the battles against elder abuse. And I'm looking forward to working as psychologists, PAA associations, how we're going to continue to work as a partnership to make sure that we provide different kinds of sessions, workshop, and some sessions for the senior service organizations, or even that my workshop. And I'm just so delightful and happy to share with you that we at a working partnership with the PAA, with Dr. Malone and Dr. Brett McDonald, to create or manage and host a different kind of workshop during the May and June. And those workshops that focus on with Dr. McDonald and to support the children throughout the difficulty of the COVID-19 pandemic, discussions with the Dr. Gina Cole as well, that how we can increase awareness of racism and then avoid the Asian hate. And also, of course, as my dear friend, Dr. Julia Mano herself, so how she shared her expertise with the families in our community and how to cooperate together during this long pandemic. So thank you for all your doctors that provide such expertise and a very informative workshop. And we revealed that the viewer, we have average about over 2,000 viewers on YouTube on each of these sessions. So I'm looking really forward to that. We continue to do more in the future. And also during this pandemic, we also would like to thank all the frontline medical health professionals, the doctor, the nurse, all the people that they are continue to serve the general public during this COVID-19 pandemic. So we thank them for the hard work. We so greatly appreciate this brave Albertans. They're a hero for us, and they make our province better. And including PAA members and all the doctors, that how you going to provide expertise to those people require assistance for the mental health. So that on behalf of my colleague in the governments and of Alberta's and of Premier County, I would like to thank all your effort to serve our province. Last but not least, my congratulations to all the award recipients, and please keep up the good work, and the health and wellness of Albertans must be our top priority. And we can do it, and we can go through this pandemic, and we will work together and continue to provide the different kind of workshop to deal with this pandemic. So thank you, PAA, for continuous support. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Minister Josephine Pond. Heartfelt and insightful sentiments as always from you. We really do enjoy working with you. And we only wish that you were with us in person today. Instead, it'll be in the future. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd now like to introduce to you the PAA Board President, Nikki Wilson, who will provide some opening remarks. Nikki.
Thanks. This afternoon, we gather virtually here with our leaders in our profession and those who we warmly welcome as leaders of our future, our newly registered psychologists. For those of you active in social media, our Twitter feed for today is #ValuePsych and #PAA25. As we begin, I'd like to take a few minutes to mention a few of our shared leaders and support in psychology. First, the 18 psychologists joining us who became registered in this past year. You are our future. Congratulations. The 9 PAA award winners who we will be showcasing tonight as exemplars in our field. And the PAA board and committee members. These psychologists provide leadership for all of us, along with other PAA volunteers who invest their time in our profession. The PAA Awards Committee also in their dedication to our awards program. Dr. Richard Spellacy, Registrar and CEO of the College of Alberta Psychologists. Richard always joins us in this welcome and appreciation in behalf of our regulatory body. The members of the CAP Council and staff who generously join the PAA board in honoring all of our award winners and newly registered attendees. And finally, several of our PAA staff who are here to witness this wonderful annual celebration. We hope next year at this time we can be doing this in person instead of virtually.
And we're delighted that outgoing College of Alberta Psychologist President Reagan Gale will be joining us as well to bring a few words. But before that, we're all here because of the profession that we love. And our colleagues of the British Psychological Society captured this so well that we want to join in sharing this video together.
Psychologists are people who think about thinking.
We have an intense curiosity about people
and a strong desire to help others understand why we do what we do.
We have the courage to question the status quo.
We are connectors and interactors.
Adventurers and explorers.
We remind humans that it's okay to be human.
That emotions are good.
Psychology is everywhere.
We invented the tea break in factories.
We changed the face of criminal investigation.
And we made advertising a whole lot more effective. Sorry about that.
No, we can't read your mind, but we can help you to understand it better.
Every day, psychologists are working to tackle stigma, to find answers, to learn more about our behaviour as humans.
Research has helped us identify risk factors, new treatment options, and prevention strategies.
And tells us how little we know and how much we've still got to discover.
Psychology is a science, and so it's ever-changing and never-ending.
We are forever reaching our limits of knowledge.
But as we edge closer, our limit moves equally away.
The mind expands like the universe.
It's the best job in the world.
Lovely. Now, on behalf of our regulatory body, I would like to call on Doctors Richard Spellacy and Regan Gale.
Richard, would you like to speak first? We didn't plan this in advance.
Yes, I'm happy to. Now, Simon, I've put my video on, but I can't, it must be, well, that screen share is on. My video won't come up. So I'll just wait a minute till it's finished. Oh, okay. I just can't see me on my screen, so I'll just go ahead. So thank you so much for the opportunity, Judy, to bring greetings and congratulations to all newly registered psychologists who have entered the profession over the course of this past year, and to honor our stellar award winners, many of whom I do know. I'd also like to thank the PAA staff who made this virtual event possible on such short notice. I know how disappointed PAA is that we cannot celebrate together in person for this very special meeting. Never has the need for psychological services been greater. This is a critical finding of the Think HQ Public Affairs Survey conducted this spring on behalf of the Alberta Medical Association. As noted in an August 21st, 2021 article in the Calgary Herald, nearly 2/3 of Albertans surveyed in late May 2021 reported a decline in their mental health during the pandemic, including 23% who said their mental health is much worse. Similar findings have also been reported across Canada and the US. Other studies have supported this finding, as well as the negative impact of the ongoing economic downturn, social isolation, and school closures. Importantly, one study undertaken just 12 months earlier identified similar significant findings, but the trend between the two studies suggests the negative mental health effects of the pandemic are increasing in magnitude as it has prolonged. A third poll, this time conducted by the Canadian Psychological Association, CPA, and the Council of Professional Associates of Psychologists, CPAP, which PAA is a member, found that nearly 3 in 10 Albertans believe that COVID had negatively affected their ability to access mental health care. This is despite the fact that 90% of Alberta psychologists were able to quickly pivot to virtual care services. Importantly, both stigma and cost continue to be primary barriers to seeking mental health services. Is there any good news? Well, the Globe and Mail recently reported in their August 25th, 2021 edition that mental health has been a surprise federal election health issue. All three leading national parties have mental health as a key platform plank. One party is advocating for bringing mental health services into our national healthcare system for all uninsured Canadians. The editorial underlines that this has been done in other countries, including Britain and Australia. Importantly, universal access to mental health care services was reported to be a critical platform for the newly elected Nova Scotia government. Minister Pond, if you're listening, importantly, psychologists are ready and willing to respond to these rising needs. And now with your education, training, supervised practice, as well as the EPPP, you are also ready. I also know the PA is ready through their advocacy to support you and through their communities of practice. CAP's primary role is to protect the public. However, one way this is achieved is by enhancing psychologist practice through the adoption of code of ethics, the development of professional standards of practice, and in critical areas offering practice guidelines. Along with PAA, CAP offers volunteer opportunities, allowing members to further engage with the profession. Take advantage of these opportunities as part of your continuing learning opportunities, as it is truly now that your professional journey has just begun as fully registered psychologist. Once again, congratulations and good luck with what is sure to be a challenging and vibrant career. The award winners are evidence of just that. Thank you, and I'll turn it over to Regan.
Thanks, Richard. I think I'm going to echo some of your sentiments. I want to start by saying good evening or good day whenever you're watching this to colleagues, family, friends, and loved ones joining us for this virtual meeting. I am pleased to join tonight's call and bring greetings and congratulations from the Council of the College of Alberta Psychologists. I'd like to sincerely welcome all psychologists who've become fully registered in the past year. We know the dedication, commitment, and effort this requires. I also offer congratulations to this year's award winners. Well done. In becoming a psychologist in autonomous practice, you join a profession that has the honor and the privilege of being self-regulating. This is important work, determining the threshold to enter the profession, which you all now know very well. Investigating, responding to concerns about practice, establishing standards of practice, as Richard mentioned. I encourage you to get involved in the work of the college as part of your professional journey. It's important to remain involved with your profession, even after the rigors of the registration process have passed. You may feel like you never want to see another email from the college again, but I hope that those feelings won't last. I promise there are a myriad of ways to get involved, and that you'll find a group of like-minded colleagues who share your interest and commitment. Another way to maintain involvement with the profession is through involvement with the PAA. PAA is a national leader in psychological associations, one of the largest, if not the largest, I'd look to Judy on that, association of psychologists in the country. There are so many great opportunities with PAA to get involved, develop new skills, and give back to the broader psychology community, rather. Speaking as someone who's worked to plant a similar fraternal or sororal organization in Yukon, I can only tell you how lucky we are to have such a vibrant, resource-rich association in PAA. I promise you that getting involved with either the college or PAA will give as much to you as you are able to put into it. Again, I congratulate you all. I wish we could be together in person so that I could offer you my personal best wishes. Well done and welcome again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Drs. Richard Spellacy and Regan Gale. And Regan, actually, I hadn't thought of it till you mentioned it, but we're now currently the largest psychology professional association in Canada. Quebec used to be, there's been some changes there. So there we go. That's part of our commitment to collaboration and working together. For us, our regulated health profession is one that has served as a role model for collaboration and healthy boundaries in Alberta. And I think that's really demonstrated by our ability to work so well with the regulatory college and yet keep things separate, because we're all working really for what's best for all Albertans. Thank you. So I now want to take this opportunity to acknowledge our affinity partners and event sponsors. BMS Insurance, our liability insurance provider, and the sponsor is the sponsor of our newly registered psychologists. And TD Insurance is a proud partner of this important event. Of the numerous individuals that I want to acknowledge, I'm just going to take a moment to highlight 3 of them right now. Sharon Young is a registered psychologist and PAA member, and she volunteered to serve as our official ceremony and professional headshot photographer this year. We do appreciate that, Sharon, and we are looking forward to next year. Joanna Leung is the PAA finance officer, and this year reached her 10-year milestone as a PAA staff team member. And Cindy Kennedy, PAA's administrative officer, last year reached her 20-year milestone as a PAA staff team member. Many of you know we have an excellent core staff team here. Of course, committed staff, volunteers, and our members represent those who come together to strengthen our profession and our association here in Alberta. Before I call on Nikki to launch our awards, I want to share one more of our videos, this time on the value of psychology.
The journey through life isn't always easy. Relationships, work, finances, the health of loved ones, and our own physical well-being can all present challenges along the way. They can change the way you feel and how you view the world. The smallest things can become huge obstacles. Thankfully, you don't have to face these hurdles alone. Canada's psychologists have tools to help Canadians overcome the obstacles to psychological health and wellness. It's your journey, but you don't always have to travel by yourself. Talk to a psychologist today.
Now the exciting part. So I call on PAA Board President Nikki Wilson to launch this year's PAA Awards.
Thanks, Judy. Normally when we're in person, this is such a lovely and fun event. Unfortunately, we're not again this year, but I hope that we can share enough sentiment to all the reward winners who will be receiving tonight to sort of feel that energy. So awards give recognition of excellence in the field and allow us to publicly acknowledge those contributions. The PAA publicly acknowledges our own exemplars, honoring those who shape our profession in such meaningful ways. For those newly registered with us today or tonight, please nominate for future awards, as there are so many unsung heroes amongst us in psychology. We would like to start the award ceremony with the first award for the PAA Research Award.
We'll begin with the Undergraduate Thesis Award. This year's PAA Undergraduate Thesis Award goes to Carmen Tessier. Carmen's receiving this award in recognition of her research for her thesis entitled "It's Time to Have a TikTok: The Emotional, Physical, and Cognitive Aspects of Living with Lyme Disease." In her study, Carmen Tessier explored many intervening variables that could affect an individual's quality of life while living with Lyme disease. Carmen's study identified ways health psychologists can improve communication to reduce barriers.
My name is Carmen Tessier, and I grew up in a small town just outside of Edmonton, Alberta. I completed both my Bachelor and Master of Science degrees from the University of Alberta, and I plan to continue my path in research and focus on maternal mental health, supporting women through pregnancy, and child developmental trajectories. I would like to thank the Psychologist Association of Alberta for supporting mental health and promoting the well-being of all Albertans. And also take the time to thank my research supervisors, Dr. Rebecca Perk-Stevenson and Dr. Anita Kaczyrski, as well as career mentors such as Dr. Judy Malone for continually inspiring me in this field. I apologize that I'm not present at the banquet in person, as I was awarded a travel award to visit a research lab in Cork, Ireland. Although I am currently on the Emerald Island, having grown and lived my entire life in Alberta, this province will always be home. Thank you again for acknowledging research with the Undergraduate Thesis Award and for providing researchers in their early career the opportunity to network with professionals in their field. And on that note, I also have my LinkedIn on the screen to take advantage of this opportunity and connect with members from this organization in hopes of future collaboration. I hope that everyone is having a great evening, and I look forward to attending future events. Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you so much, Carmen, and join us in congratulating Carmen Tessier.
All right, on to the next award. This year's PAA Master's Thesis Award goes to Megan Cowie. Megan is receiving this reward in recognition of her research for her thesis entitled "Attitudes Toward Evidence-Based Practices and Their Influence on Beliefs About Contingency Management." In her study, Megan conducted a Canada-wide survey of addiction treatment providers to understand their beliefs, and in her study, Megan's findings highlighted the importance of integrating psychoeducation and training into implementation efforts. Join us in congratulating Megan.
My name is Megan Cowie, and I was the recipient of the PAA Master's Thesis Research Award this year. It was an absolute honor to receive this award, and it also gives me the opportunity to thank those whose support was really instrumental in the completion of this thesis. This includes the support from my supervisor, Dr. David Hodgins, my committee members, Dr. Christina Brash, and Dr. Kristen Von Ranson, as well as the support of my husband. So thank you so much to those who helped me successfully complete this thesis, and thank you again for this award.
Lovely. And now rounding out these research awards, we have the PAA Doctoral Dissertation Award. This year's PAA Doctoral Dissertation Research Award goes to Laura Flanagan. Laura is receiving this award in recognition of her research for her thesis entitled, "I don't have a stigma towards people with ADHD, but I do think they're lazy, using education and experience to reduce negative attitudes towards ADHD." In her study, Laura Flanagan provided an in-depth analysis of university students' implicit, explicit, and social distance attitudes towards ADHD. Laura's study is truly unique in its significance for changing multidimensional attitudes.
Hi everyone, Laura Flanagan here. I'm sorry I couldn't be there in person to accept the award, but I'm so honored and so grateful. I'm especially grateful to my supervisor, Dr. Emma Climie, all of my committee members, Drs. Jack Andrews, Dr. Andrew Zito, Dr. Erica Makarenko. So grateful for all of your support throughout all of this. To my family and to my friends who've supported me over the last many years, but especially to the people with ADHD who shared their story with me along the way and really allowed this research to come to life. So thank you so much.
Lovely. Join us in congratulating Laura Flanagan. And now we move on to the PAA Excellence Awards.
All right, the John G. Patterson Award. This award is presented to an individual in recognition of significant media contributions that have advanced the public knowledge and profession of psychology during the previous 2-year period. This year's PAA John G. Patterson Award goes to Dr. Laura Hambly Lovett. Dr. Laura Hambly Lovett brings over 2 decades of psychological research and practice into her work with media making psychology accessible. Since the COVID-19 pandemic began, Dr. Hambly Lovett has shared psychological knowledge to support individuals and organizations experiencing stress and confusion due to the unexpected changes. In her interviews, Laura provides evidence-based suggestions and tips on ways to achieve and maintain psychological wellness when working from home. By sharing both the harmful and helpful habits, Laura effectively translates research into actionable steps audience can integrate into their daily lives. Dr. Hambly Lovett also co-hosts a free webinar on positive psychology and remote work success. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Laura Hambly Lovett.
Hi, I'm Dr. Laura Hambly Lovett, and I'm honored to receive this award from the PAA, the John G. Patterson Award for contribution to the media through the field of psychology. And over many, many years, I've been honored to be called to speak to the media on topics around career development, the future of work, distributed work, COVID issues around mental health and how it's impacting workplaces, and just really honored to receive this recognition. And a year ago, I started a podcast called Dr. Laura, Where Work Meets Life, and I've really been enjoying contributing to the field through bringing different speakers and topics into the light that are on a lot of our minds. So again, thank you so much for the recognition. I appreciate it, and I couldn't do this without my team at Humans, as well as Work Evolution and Calgary and Canada Career Counseling, Synthesis Psychology. Really proud to have a great team around me, and that we all contribute to the media together through the work that we're doing in Canada. So thank you once again, and I hope everyone stays well.
Congratulations, Dr. Laura Hambly Lovett. Now the Juanita Chambers Excellence in Community Service Award. Este premio se otorga a un individuo en reconocimiento a su importante trabajo en impulsar la salud psicológica, el bienestar y la calidad de vida de los residentes de Alberta, a través del servicio a la comunidad y promoción de políticas afines a los ideales de la PAA. And that wasn't even very good in Spanish, so I will do that in English. This award is presented to an individual in recognition of important work in advancing psychological health, well-being, and quality of life for Albertans through service to the community or advocacy. This year's PAA Juanita Chambers Excellence in Community Service Award goes to Patricia Pedraza Cruz. Patricia Pedraza Cruz is a valuable member of the community since her arrival in 2006. She's a tireless volunteer with minorities and immigrants in the area of mental health and settlement for newcomers. Ms. Cruz's professional approach is to understand the role of psychology for the benefit of community, which she employs in both traditional and non-traditional roles. Patricia believes that psychologists are educators in community beyond academic or therapeutic roles. Her activities and efforts are oriented to collaborate and identify opportunities to support unity and to create partnerships to work with minorities to have more access to mental health strategies and education.
Good evening, everyone. I am so excited to be here tonight celebrating with you the 25th anniversary of the association. Thank you so much for your work and the contributions of psychologists in Alberta. Additional to that, I want to congratulate my fellow psychologists that has been nominated and awarded tonight in different areas of psychology. Thank you so much for your contributions. And thank you, because I am so happy to receive tonight the Juanita's Excellent Community Awards. This means a lot to me, especially since I immigrated in 2006 from Colombia. When I came to Canada, I didn't speak even a single word in English. Now, working still in the process to improve myself in the communication and also in my profession as a provisional psychologist, I am so grateful for the support that I had from my mentors, from my clients that have teaching me a lot, and I has been able to increase my competence in psychology and also especially in working with diverse population. So before I go, I want to send an invitation to every single psychologist that is listening to this message. You are working so hard, and I want to say thank you, especially for the last 2 years in the middle of a pandemic that has actually bringing mental health in a level that never has been before. So let's take this momentum to create a great support with each other, working in collaboration to, in a big or a small scale, making a difference in the community. Continue working hard, stepping out of the non-traditional or the traditional roles of psychologists, and do something different this year. Whether it's you want to be a mentor of another fellow psychologist, or if you want to write a book, whatever you are, you can share your experience, your creativity as a psychologist in the community. We need it. We need people like you. We need people that can share that experience. I want to say, right now I am mentoring a fellow psychologist from Russia, and I'm helping her to succeed in this process to become also a psychologist, because we need more people like you. So thank you so much, and continue doing the hard work.
Felicidades, Patricia. Now for the PAA Excellence in Teaching Award. This award is presented to qualifying PAA members who demonstrate outstanding teaching of psychology in an Alberta government-approved or authorized institution for post-secondary education. This year's PAA Excellence in Teaching Psychology Award goes to Dr. Leah Daniels. Dr. Leah Daniels teaches in the Department of Educational Psychology at the University of Alberta. Dr. Daniels is an extraordinary professor who cares deeply about advancing the field of psychology and the success and well-being of her students. Dr. Leah Daniels has done an amazing job teaching topics like motivation theory and research methodology. But more importantly, she unknowingly instills valuable lessons in confidence, grit, and compassion, which her students cherish long after graduation. She designs and delivers undergraduate and graduate educational psychology courses. Her teaching is fundamentally relevant to the field of psychology and for the education of future psychologists.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Dr. Leah Daniels. I'm a professor at the University of Alberta in the Department of Educational Psychology. I'm sorry I'm not able to be there with you tonight, but I am very thankful to be this year's award recipient for the PAA Recognition of Excellence of Teaching Psychology. I've been teaching at the University of Alberta since 2008, and countless graduate and undergraduate students have come into my classes during that period of time. I've taught a wide range of psychological content, from child and adolescent development to the psychology of classroom assessment, a lot of research methods, and I get to teach a doctoral level class in my area of research expertise, which is achievement, motivation, and emotions. I'd like to thank Dr. Lily Lee, a recent graduate from the Counseling Psychology program at the University of Alberta, for nominating me for this award, and to the many students and colleagues who signed that nomination. I'm really appreciative of their support and their recognition of the time and care that I put into designing courses. I think what sets my courses apart from others is the infusion of motivation principles and a particular care for student emotions. I consider those things from the design of a syllabus straight through to the assessments that students complete in my courses. And I have students who will say to me, I really enjoyed completing that particular summative assessment. And I consider that a big win from a motivation perspective and also from a learning perspective. I'm so encouraged by the students who are coming through these programs and courses. They are some of the most astute, passionate, and engaged learners that I have ever seen. They challenge me to learn more, do more, think more, and certainly to teach better, particularly by bringing equity-based perspectives into the content of these important courses. So thank you very much for this recognition. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. Thanks so much.
Congratulations. Now on to the Excellence in Clinical Supervision Award. This award is presented to a registered psychologist whose performance in supervising one or more individuals in any practice area is deemed exemplary during the previous 2-year period. This year's PAA Excellence in Clinical Supervision Award goes to Dr. Erica Dunn. Dr. Dunn is unique amongst clinical supervisors in that the professional and personal development of the supervisee isn't just at the forefront of her supervision goals. It manifests across the entirety of her disposition and supervision activities. At the onset of supervision, Dr. Dunn collaboratively builds supervision goals, the content of which is reasonably challenged and focused on development. She then weaves those goals through her supervision. Dr. Dunn tailors her supervisory style to match the needs of the supervisee, regardless of the orientation, leaving supervisees with internalized understanding of treatment. Erica Dunn is an excellent guide for our profession. Please join me in congratulating Erica Dunn.
Hello, everybody. I hope you are all staying well and staying safe during this very challenging and very fluid time. I really want to express my sincerest gratitude to Judy and Ada for all of your efforts in trying to maintain the specialness of this event. It's certainly seen and appreciated. I have to say that I was so humbled and honored to be chosen for this award, and I of course want to foremost thank all of the students who I've had the privilege of supervising, and of course the students who took the time to write nominations for this award. I was so touched and so honored. You know, in thinking about supervision, for me, supervision feels like one of the most important professional tasks that we engage in. And it's probably also the greatest professional privilege that I have ever known. Supervision is something that I see as so rewarding, as so incredibly meaningful, and most of all, it's a lot of fun. And I am so grateful to all of the students that I've been able to supervise and all of the learnings that you have left me with and the trust that you've instilled in me to help you at a very important time in your career. I also just really want to thank all of the supervisors that I've had in my career, many of whom are still very close and near and dear to my heart. It's because of my experiences with you that I've been able to really soak up and enjoy the supervision experiences that I've had with my students up to this point. And I want to specifically thank Dr. Michaela Kadambi, Dr. Steve Nish, and Dr. Josh Dunn, who supervised me during my provisional years, because it's really my experiences with you that taught me the value of a very safe and very open supervisory experience. And then last but not least, I just really want to thank my husband, Jordan, and my son, Aiden. It's a real special thing to have a family that believes in what you do and gives you the space and the time to do it, and never holds that against you, being away from the family or anything like that. So I'm so lucky that I have that support at home too. So wishing everybody well, hoping everybody stays safe. And thank you so much again to my students for this incredible honor. I appreciate you all so much and hold you all close to my heart. Thank you.
Lovely. Now for the Pedraza Lifetime Achievement Award. This award is presented to a PAA member for outstanding career achievements in or contributions to the field of psychology. This award celebrates a long time enduring contribution to our field, either within the province of Alberta or in the broader national and international domain. This year's PAA Pedraza Lifetime Achievement Award goes to Bonnie Rood Weisman. Ms. Bonnie Rood Weisman's contributions to psychology in the areas of collaboration, specific to child psychology and family therapy are exceptional. Beyond the enduring legacy of her published work and extensive provincial, national, and international presentations will be her long-standing personal impact on so many of us, myself included. Many psychologists have had the privilege of serving on the CAP Council or the PAA board with Ms. Rood Weisman and can attest to her outstanding leadership. She has a gift for ensuring that every person feels their voices heard and the ability to carefully manage difficult discussions. Bonnie has a deep-rooted commitment to building communities of practice, and she's well known for providing mentorship to emerging psychologists. Join us in congratulating Bonnie Rood Weisman, a most deserving recipient.
Hello. I was so incredibly humbled when Amrita Barr approached me about allowing my name to be considered for the Pedraza Lifetime Achievement Award. For one of my colleagues to perceive me as having made a contribution to the field of psychology and to actually give so generously of their time to fill out the necessary paperwork was so very heartwarming. The nomination was truly enough for me. To actually receive this recognition, an award that is especially significant to me given its namesake, Jean Pedraza, was not something I had envisioned for myself. I first met Jean some 40 plus years ago before I embarked on my career as a psychologist. She proved to be a mentor, a coach, a challenger, and a critic for me throughout my career until her death. This award has taught me that we can all make significant contributions to our field, no matter our location, whether rural Alberta or the small urban centers such as Medicine Hat. It's also taught me that no matter what our educational level is, we can also make a contribution. I've also learned that family is a valuable moderator of one's sense of humility. Upon hearing of this award, my beloved sister responded that the powers that be probably just wanted me to retire. At this point, however, I continue to believe I still have far more to contribute to our profession. Now, more than ever, the world needs us psychologists and provisional psychologists to help navigate the turbulence in society, to help make sense of the anger and fear, and to heal the wounds of divisiveness through compassion and understanding. As quoted by Albert Einstein, peace cannot be achieved through force. It can only be achieved through understanding. May we assist the community in that understanding. Please continue to give generously of your knowledge and skills, and never underestimate the impact of your contribution to your individual clients, to your community, and to the society at large. We can all make a difference. My sincere gratitude to PAA and Amrita Bar. Thank you. Good night.
That was beautiful, Bonnie. All right, finally, a special award of excellence, the PAA Psychologist of the Year Award. This award is presented to an individual to acknowledge significant achievement or contribution in the field of psychology. This year's PAA Psychologist of the Year Award goes to Dr. Eric Wickman. Dr. Wickman is a highly thought of child and adolescent psychologist and a long-standing and committed CAP and PAA volunteer. He's viewed as being an outstanding practitioner by colleagues, parents, and the young clients that he serves. Dr. Wickman exhibited excellence as a psychologist when he was asked to serve in the Misericordia Hospital Emergency Department as part of the COVID-19 response team. Dr. Wickman was featured in a global TV news feature, Healthcare Heroes. Over a period of 9 months, he's worked in a variety of environments supporting patients and their families, often in full PPE, and with actions which exemplified collaborative team-based care. Join me in congratulating Dr. Eric Wickman.
I'd like to take a moment to say what a great honor and privilege it's been to have been nominated and to receive the Psychologist of the Year Award. I'd like to accept this award on behalf of the 4,000 plus psychologists and provisional psychologists who have been working tirelessly during the pandemic to service the mental health and health needs of Albertans. I'd like to take the time to thank my nominators for taking time out of their busy schedules to nominate me for this award and encourage others to continue to nominate the efforts of psychologists in the future. I'd like to thank Judy Malone and all of the amazing staff at PAA for continuing to promote the profession of psychology in Alberta and across Canada. I'd like to thank Richard Spellacy and all the staff at the College of Alberta Psychologists for continuing to regulate the profession and serve the public interest. I'd like to take the time especially to thank the staff at the emergency department at the Misericordia Hospital, the COVID-19 unit, and the Child Health Clinic, where I was redeployed during the pandemic to service the needs of Albertans and Edmontonians during this time of crisis. I hope that you continue to practice good self-care, mental health support for yourself and others, and continue to promote the profession of psychology. Have a good night. Thank you. Finally, I'd like to thank my wife, Lori, my adult daughters, Eden and Sage, and my new COVID puppy, Harley, for providing me with endless hours of support and encouragement during this time of crisis. And I'd like to acknowledge the family and friends of all the psychologists of Alberta that have lending support so they can continue to work to service the needs of Albertans now and into the future. Thank you.
I think that's a very lovely way to actually wrap up the awards section. And just before we wrap up the awards, I do want to remind you all to vote now for the 2021 PAA Poster Awards. We have 9 excellent submissions on the PAA YouTube channel, and you can go and place your vote for another week. Now it's on to the Welcome to the Profession portion of our event. This is really our time to celebrate our future leaders, newly registered psychologists. Registering as a psychologist is no easy feat with high standards, extensive graduate studies, and a rigorous process to demonstrate knowledge and skills. Today, we celebrate your success and we welcome you. I'd like to call on Nikki Wilson to bring you formal greetings on behalf of the Psychologists Association of Alberta.
Thank you, Judy. So sincere congratulations on your hard-earned success. You should be so proud of yourselves. As Judy said, this is no easy feat, and your dedication and perseverance should be celebrated. Your attitude to work hard and to contribute to the profession long-term has served you well with your success of becoming registered. We have all been saying this evening how wonderful this moment is for all of you. And it's because we really acknowledge and recognize what it takes to become a psychologist in Alberta. I really hope that all of you have a chance to celebrate, as this is going to be one of your greatest success in your lives. Welcome to the profession. Thank you.
Nikki and I are honored to welcome each of you and all the newly registered psychologists who were going to join us in person and have shared a little bit of their personal life for this event today, right now. Thank you for your flexibility in joining us online, and we sincerely hope that many of your friends and families are able to share in this great achievement with you.
All right. So to our first newly registered psychologist, Brittany Owens. Brittany would like to give thanks to her clinical supervisor, Kate Kolskog. She is grateful for the support, the wisdom, and guidance that Kate provided through the registration process. Brittany has been appreciative of the many individuals and organizations who've provided inspiration and encouragement along the way. Congratulations, Brittany.
Next is Laurel St. John. Laurel would like to thank Kathleen Boughton and James Walker, who served as her clinical supervisors during her provisional registration. Their support, patience, and guidance through what turned out to be an unprecedented year was greatly appreciated. Laurel feels privileged to work as a counseling psychologist and looks forward to continued learning and growth. Laurel St. Jean.
Heather Craig. Heather would like to thank her cohort, supervisors, and families for supporting her journey to become a psychologist. A special thank you to her partner, Ben, for all of this unconditional and unwavering support from start to finish. Congratulations, Heather.
Next, we have joining us Shalini Chiniswamy. Shalini would like to thank her clinical supervisors, Dr. James Cadiff and Harshanan, for unwavering support, guidance, and encouragement. In addition, her family and friends who've been a great support in this journey. Shalini immigrated to Canada 6 years ago and is grateful and privileged to be part of this community and serve people. Her goal is to encourage young immigrants to reach their highest potential and follow their dream career. Shalini Chini Swami.
Andrea Sproxton. Andrea would like to acknowledge the following 2 people. Her mentor, Beverly Kishig Sunias, registered psychologist, for sharing her knowledge of Indigenous culture and helping Andrea understand the importance of truth and reconciliation. The other, her husband Nathan, for his unwavering support throughout this process. Registration would not have been possible without him, and Andrea is forever grateful for his love, humor, and team approach to parenting. Andrea Sproxton, congratulations.
Next, we have Suzanne Fong. Suzanne would like to give a special thanks to her clinical supervisors, Dr. Natasha Sherba-Stronach and Jacqueline Leland, for their guidance and support. She'd also like to thank her father, Larry Fong, for his unwavering encouragement throughout her life, and especially through her journey in becoming a registered psychologist. Suzanne Fong.
Next is Dr. Sandra Dixon. Dr. Dixon would like to give a special thank you to her clinical supervisor, Dr. Kirk Beck at UBC Counseling Services, whose support and guidance helped her to enhance her counseling competency as she navigated the registration process. A key motto that she lives by in both her personal and professional life is to always have an attitude of gratitude. Congratulations, Dr. Sandra Dixon.
She's also one of our current board members. Lovely leadership from early on. Next, we have Erin Wilkinson. Erin would like to thank Erin Wilkinson for supporting her over the years in every way. As well, she would like to thank her supervisors, Landor Little of Cornerstone Counseling, Brooke Hendricks and Dr. Corey Hrushka of Insight Psychological. Your wisdom and knowledge has shaped me in my practice, for which I will be forever grateful. Thank you. Erin Wilkson.
Tiffany Mitchell. Tiffany would like to thank her two supervisors, Alan Pari and Gina Wong, for their support and encouragement as she worked through her registration journey. She would also like to thank her husband, Josh, for his continued love and support as she pursues her dream. Tiffany would also like to share a piece of advice given to her. Accept the accolades from your clients. They are the best judge of whether you're providing them with the help they desire and need. Congratulations, Tiffany Mitchell.
Next, we have Reshma Bose. Reshma would like to give thanks to her two amazing former clinical supervisors, Aspen Goers and Amanda Mirren, for their endless support, guidance, and wisdom. Reshma is also grateful for each classmate in her former master's degree cohort. She would not have survived the grueling program without them, and is so appreciative of the special friendships that formed during that journey. Congratulations, Reshma Bose.
Jennifer Scammell. Jennifer would like to give a special thanks to her research supervisor, Dr. Kim Babb, and her residency supervisors, Drs. Kush, Amaria, and Janine Cutler, for their support during her PhD. She would also like to thank all of her current work colleagues at Health Services for their camaraderie and support as she was completing her registration. Congratulations, Jennifer Scammell.
Next, we have Stephanie Jesher. Stephanie would like to thank Dr. Annalise Scioppioli, and Dr. Jennifer Thanhasser for their wisdom and guidance throughout her provisional training. She would also like to thank her partner, Randon, for his endless encouragement and support. Congratulations, Stephanie Jesher.
Julie Crane. Julie would like to acknowledge that it took a community to help her get to where she is today. She would like to thank her supervisor, Monique Jamin, her fiance, Mark, her parents, Kevin and Rhonda, her brother, Jake, her therapist, her countless friends, colleagues, workplaces, mentors, teachers, and most of all, the clients that were open to her learning along with them. Julie feels endlessly grateful to be able to support people on their healing journeys. Congratulations, Julie Crane.
Next, we have Lucy Amadala. Lucy would like to send a great gift of gratitude to all those who supported her on her academic and professional journey, culminating with becoming a registered psychologist in Alberta. She is especially grateful for her wonderful family, her instructors and supervisors, colleagues on the journey, friends outside the profession, and the brave women who participated in her research. May your reward be great. Congratulations, Lucy Amadala.
Carol Koronowski. Carol would like to offer much gratitude and appreciation to her former supervisor, Aspen Gowers, her mentor, Christine Forner, and all her family, friends, teachers, and colleagues who have encouraged and facilitated her growth and success in becoming a registered psychologist and business owner. Congratulations, Carol Koronowski.
Next, we are joined to celebrate Jamie Hoffman. Jamie would love to give a very special thank you to her mother, a fellow psychologist who has joined her online today. This journey would not have been possible without her. She thanks her mother for being her cheerleader, her mentor, and her inspiration. Congratulations, Jamie Hoffman.
Susan Tran. Susan gives special thanks to Dr. Corey Harushka, Clinical Supervisor, Catherine Mooney, Practical Supervisor, Dr. Lauren Walker, Thesis Supervisor, DDK, Linda Morrill, and Sean Woodford. Susan gives a big shout out to her friends and family, Edwin and Wobears, and Trance family. Susan dedicates her entire professional career to her late mom, whose spirit uplifts her every single day. Congratulations, Susan Tran.
And finally, celebrating with us today, Kathleen Bradley. Kathleen would like to thank her supervisor, Maureen McWilliams, for her unfailing support, particularly during the transition to online at the beginning of the pandemic. Kathleen would also like to acknowledge the support and kindness of her fellow residents who were invaluable to her learning and success as a provisional psychologist. Congratulations, Kathleen Bradley. What a celebration. Newly registered psychologists, PAA award winners, honored guests, and all of you joining us online to view this event. I trust that you too enjoy the camaraderie and celebration that only serves to strengthen our profession and the psychological health and wellness in our province. I do want to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you for joining us in this celebration and to congratulate all the award winners and all the newly registered psychologists once again, those who were and weren't able to join us. Have a wonderful evening and weekend, everyone. And again, congratulations.